Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Brock O'Clock, and it is time for the August. It's been time for the August video game collection video. This time is Wii and Wii U, so I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. My Wii collection it's not fantastic. This is it. This is it right here. I did used to have a Nintendo Wii when it first came out. I sold it many years ago. And a lot of the games that was with it, which obviously I regret. But you know, most of my video game collection, not just for Wii, but for everything, I have gotten back, and the Wii is no exception. This was actually one of my first Wii games. I got 3 Sonic games here, and then Super Mario. We'll get into that in a minute. I just wanted to real quick plug my Twitch channel. Which has been going really well. I just watched the video game collection video from last month, and I had said like my viewer average is almost 5. Well, now my viewer average is almost 6, so it's growing. It's great. I love to see it. But if you want to watch me play a lot of games, twitch.tv/BrockO'Clock is the place, and yeah. I think that's it. Let's jump in. So I said I sold my Wii. The one thing I didn't sell is Wii Sports. So obviously this is not that interesting. Everybody has Wii Sports. It's like one of the #1 most sold games of all time, mostly because it came with the console. And this is a little... Ooh, that's not good. Well, you're watching my Wii Sports Manual rip right before your very eyes. This actually is my original copy of Wii Sports, if I remember correctly. I don't think I sold it because I looked at this and I was like, they're not even going to give me a penny wherever I sold it. I don't know if it was GameStop or if I think it was my local game store probably. So there goes some of the instructions. That's nice, but... Hey, you know, whatever, it's not a big deal, it's just Wii Sports. I'm sure there's a crisp, pristine copy of it somewhere out there in the world. Sonic and the Secret Rings, it's not a great game. It was one of my first Wii games, the reason being, I waited so long for the Wii because Nintendo's stocking of the Wii was awful. If you remember when it first came out, you had to wait in lines at places. When they announced it, it was a hot item. It was like the NES Classic. It was that ridiculous. Maybe not as bad, but, you know, they didn't make only like 1 million units. They made a lot more than that. But they just couldn't keep up. They didn't expect it to sell as much as it did, maybe, or they just weren't prepared. Whatever. So what I was doing, because even Smash Bros. Brawl had come out by the time I got my Wii, my friend had a Wii, so I would buy Wii games, and then I'd either go to his house and play them, and I was just saving up on Wii games until I got my actual Nintendo Wii. So I remember I had Smash Bros. Brawl was my first one. Sonic and the Secret Rings I got for $20 at Best Buy by the time I had got my Wii. Well, what else? I had 2 other games. Well, I can't think of them, but I definitely had 2. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity I think I got on the Wii before I bought my Wii, maybe. It was one of my first games for sure. I remember day 1 when I bought my Wii also getting Pokemon Battle Revolution, and there was one other game, but I can't quite remember. But anyways, Sonic and the Secret Rings, it's not great. I have some nostalgia. I can play through it, but I don't really recommend it to anybody. I will say for the Wii and using the Wii's controls, it's not terrible. It shows off some of the Wii's controls a bit. With that, we've also got Sonic and the Black Knight. Now, say what you will about Sonic and the Black Knight, but I actually like it more than Sonic and the Secret Ring. Sorry about the glare still. That's why I'm trying to hold them up. My little area here that I have for showing off games is not amazing or ideal, as well as my camera, which, thanks to some of the donations that I've been getting on my Twitch stream, I am hoping to get a new webcam by next year, and I might remake a lot of video game collection videos because I've gotten a lot of games since then. Anyways, I'll give some updated videos. It might not be once a month like it was this year, but yeah. back to Sonic and the Black Knight. So it's the sequel to Sonic and the Secret Rings. I was pretty excited when this one came out. I like how the back of the case is like the same. It's just he's got like the sword and stuff in this one. It looks updated. And it's not a great game at all. It's a bad game, actually. I wouldn't have minded if they continued the Sonic Storybook series, though. And I actually liked the idea of him having a sword was kind of cool. Like, of course, we want to just have a normal Sonic game, right? But I'm all for side games. It's just that, like, why is it okay if they were to put a sword on Mario? I mean, heck, they gave him, like, energy guns in the Raving Rabbids game recently, even though it was made by Ubisoft. Nintendo still signed off on that. We were all okay with that, and that kind of looks like a fun little RTS or strategy. What is it? It's like a Worms kind of ish style game. I can't think of the name of the genre right now, but the problem was we just weren't getting a normal Sonic game. Well, we did finally get one in this Sonic Colors, which is fucking. I remember when they announced the title of this, I was in high school, and I was like, they're calling it what? Because, like, I had a friend who was also into Sonic, and he's like, they just announced a new Sonic game. It's called Sonic Colors. And I said, what? And then my other friend was, like, laughing at me, because he knew that I said what, as in the sense of, like, I can't believe they're calling it that. But my other friend didn't understand. He thought I just didn't hear him, and I said, they're calling it Sonic Colors? Okay. But it turned out to be an excellent Sonic game when it came out. This is a really good one, actually. It's the most creative of the Boost era, I think. So Generations is a good game, but this one has more like creative platforming, like legit good. If you haven't played Sonic Colors, you should. Like, people talk about, like, you know, the platforming Mario Galaxy, the platforming in Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, and all those games, right? This is just on par with those in terms of its platforming and elements. Generations and Unleashed daytime levels are not on par in that sense. But they are good, or at least the daytime, and then Generations are good games, but they're more good for just Sonic games. This is just good as, like, a game. Like, yeah. Anyways, we're spending a lot of time on the Wii, which I didn't plan on, considering I only have 5 games. And then we have Super Paper Mario. We'll get into more interesting stuff when we look at the Wii U in a minute here. Pretty underrated, actually. People say Thousand Year Door was the last good one. No, I think this was. The Super Paper Mario was pretty good. I'm trying to think, like, they had the evil Luigi thing, and the way the stage flipped was actually pretty cool. Not amazing, but I liked it. I didn't like it as much as Thousand Year Door, but I liked some of the characters. I remember the villain and that little butterfly thing and that thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I liked it. But anyways, yeah, Super Paper Mario is not that bad. I'd like to stream that one day. Let's go into the Wii U games, which was supposed to be kind of the main attraction. Oh, and for the record, I don't know if I've claimed this in any other videos. I said my Wii U was broken. Well, you might not be able to see it very well. In fact, there's a game over here, so I'm going to get up anyways and grab it. And that's a penguin sock that I'm wearing. Let's just start with this game, because over there, right there, is a brand new Wii U that I just got from a friend. He didn't want it, never played it. It's dusty as hell. I need to clean it so I can play Wii and Wii U games on stream now again. Yay, because my Wii U fucking broke. So, that being said, let's get started. This is the one game he gave me. He only had about 4 games. He couldn't find 3 of them, but I'm pretty sure the 3 that he had, I already own anyways. So, this is the only one I didn't own. It's Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is a good one for him to give me. So I only paid $20 to him for it too. Like, he really just didn't want it, which is awesome. So, I have nothing to say about that game, but it is now in my collection, technically. Let's move on. I'm kind of going random here. Let's just, you know what? Yeah, let's grab this fucking game. This thing that disappointed me so much. Star Fox Zero was not that great. The actual like flying around in R-wing and stuff was fine. I don't even think I got far enough to do the gyro wing. I don't know what that is. But driving around, the walker mode was the worst thing. Oh my god, the controls in that was like what I don't understand. It goes up and down a lot. Like, it was awful. And I had been waiting for a new Starfox forever. I loved Starfox 64, and I liked Starfox Command actually on the DS, even though the controls in that one were not that great either. But that was my first Starfox game, which is why. And then Star Fox Assault, actually that was my first. I take that back. Star Fox Assault was my first one. Command was my second. And then 64 was my third. 64 is probably the best out of all those. But anyways, yeah, I waited so long. I thought they were going to have a Star Fox on the Wii, and they just didn't. And then when we finally get Star Fox Zero, oh my god, it's not good. And this is the bonus Star Fox Guard game. I feel like they included Star Fox Guard just because they knew, like, oh no, this isn't going to go well, but we can't delay it any longer, whatever, I don't know. And hoping that it was like like you can find copies of this at local game stores still boxed with Star Fox Guard. I think we have a couple around for like $20 at our local game store because no one wants it. Not good. I have nothing to say about this. I bought it for my girlfriend. Yeah, I got nothing to say about that. So, Just Dance 2014. Does it have Katy Perry on it? I think it had Katy Perry in this one. I see Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, and Mac Miller. Featuring Mac Miller. I don't know. But whatever. I got nothing to say about that one. Splatoon. Very good game. A good multiplayer game with the Wii U kind of going away. You know, there's not going to be much to do since it's pretty much an online-only game. Hopefully in the future Nintendo gets a little bit more into like PC things so that they can bring games like this back, because that'll be a big deal, you know, if they do. As of right now, we don't see that in the foreseeable future. We have a Splatoon 2, but really, like, what could I do with this? Play the single player? Like, fuck that. I'm not gonna, you know. I'm trying to get some of the less surprising, less interesting ones out of the way first. So, Lego Marvel Superheroes. It's a Lego game. One of the best Lego games they ever made, though. If you haven't played a Lego game, they're definitely worth playing, but once you've played one, you've played them all. It gets old, but this is a really good one. It's got every type of Marvel hero you could think of, from the really obscure ones to like Moon Knight to the really popular ones like Iron Man. So, yeah, not much to say there. Mario Kart 8. I mean, what hasn't been said about this game? Most people consider it the greatest kart racer of all time. For me personally, it just feels like another Mario Kart game. The whole gravity thing was not that big of a deal in my opinion. Some new power-ups are nice. You're still, you know, the game is still very much based on a little bit of luck, getting blue turtle shells and items and shit. I still prefer the Sonic transformed racing style, but this is a much more polished game, and the DLC was pretty rad. I don't have the Switch version. I wish I did. Still love it, but let's see. Let's go another Mario game. Actually haven't played this one yet. Only reason I bought it is because I believe Amazon was having a sale for brand new copies of this for like $10 back when the Wii U, before the Switch was even announced, so I got it. I've seen gameplay. It looks like a pretty good Mario game, but it wasn't really the main series kind of one I think we were all hoping for, which we would get in Odyssey later on, which is a fantastic game. Not much else to say there. More Sonic. You have Sonic Lost World, which was also one of my first Wii U games, I believe. I get Sonic games first a lot. I always gotta see what the new Sonic is. This one, you know, it gets a lot of shit. People say it's like bad. I don't hate it. I really don't. But once again, it doesn't feel like a good Sonic game. I kind of like it as its own thing. Like, Sonic just has that problem. I mean, they just have the problem of making bad games in general. and not taking care of their most precious character, Sega, you fucks. But you know, I didn't actually hate this one especially. I actually thought there were some creative gameplay elements. Yeah, it's basically Sonic Galaxy, but I mean, so that gaming industry copies each other all the time. So plus Nintendo helped with this one. From what I understand, they had like a say in it, or I can't remember. When they had that 3-game deal with Nintendo, they made, I believe it was Secret Rings, what is the Black Knight, and then Sonic Lost World. I think those were the 3. Oh, no, that's not right, because Sonic Colors was one of them. So, whatever. They had a 3-game deal, but Nintendo, I believe, helped with that one. So, Nintendo Land, I guess technically that is the first, because it comes with the console. This is a really fun little game. Camera's blurry right now. Letting it focus. There we go. I really liked the Donkey Kong game on here. It was fun to kind of co-op in the Zelda one. I can't remember. Is it Legend of Zelda Battle Quest, maybe? Yeah, there were some fun things on here. It was a unique little game. Metroid Blast was okay. Luigi's Ghost Mansion was kind of fun as a party game. I think that was a party game. Yeah, it was a battle game. So, Nintendo Land, neat concept for a game. If you haven't played that one and you have a Wii U, or you plan on getting a Wii U, I think that's like a must-have, only in the sense of like, if you have a group of friends. If you're gonna play solo, always, it's not a must-have, but for groups of friends. Here I have Pokken. Now, I didn't realize, forgot about this, that I actually have the version with the Shadow Mewtwo card. I kind of forgot about that. It's not shiny or anything, it's just kind of, it's an amiibo, technically, you know. I don't know if that's worth anything. I did not like this game. I like the character select thing, like, you know, having all the different Pokemon characters to battle with, and the trainers. I just didn't like the gameplay. Like, the switching from 2D to 3D mid-fight was, I felt like they should have just picked one. I really didn't like that. So when it came to Switch, I didn't buy it. Maybe someday if I look for more of a Switch collection. Here we go. I have some things to say about this. What do I say about this game except I fucking love The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but since my video feed's running out, I need to create a quick edit. So, give me a moment. And I'm back. That was probably instant for you guys, as I always say. But anyways, we've got The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I was so excited when they said they were gonna, you know, do this game in HD. It's such a phenomenal game and a great looking game. And they fixed the problems near the end of the game with the, what is it, near the end when you have to, like, find the pieces or whatever. I can't remember. Because to be quite honest, I've never actually beat this game. I've seen the whole thing, but most of the time when I played it, I always get to like a certain point and then like, like, I don't know, I guess just move on to something else. But I love it nonetheless. You don't have to beat a game to love the game. Although I do tend to try to. But yeah, Zelda was, Wind Waker was in my opinion, my first true Zelda. The problems with my previous experiences with Zelda was, so technically it would be Ocarina of Time, because I played that, but for like 15 minutes. Seriously, like, it wasn't that long. It was at like my dad's friend's house when I was a kid or something. And then there was A Link to the Past at my babysitter's, which I think I might have even played that one after this. But the problem was that all the other kids were always playing the games. And if they were playing Zelda, it wasn't me playing it usually. I think I got to play it a couple times, but not very often. So I really, really love Wind Waker, and to get it on the Wii U finally. And I wanted to get the shiny case, so that's cool. I like the shiny case. I really wanted the Wind Waker Wii U, but I didn't get that. It's not that special anyway, but anyways, with Wind Waker, we also have Twilight Princess. And guess what? I've never played this one. I played the tutorial, which I hated. God, like, I started playing it and I was like, I don't feel like doing tutorials right now, and so I just never fucking did it. And with this one, I do have this version. So the one that came with Midna, which you can't really see that well. I'm not gonna bother taking it out, but yeah. So I do have that version of Twilight Princess. This one and that one are both definite, like, we will stream someday. There's a lot of Zelda games that I would love to stream. We're gonna do them all eventually, you know, all the really, really good ones, which there's not very many bad ones. In fact, the CDI ones might be the only bad ones. Anyways, so next we've got Super Mario Maker. Now, I personally don't love this game. The main reason being I'm not good at it. Like, I'm not very creative Mario-wise. Like, I would just play other people's levels. Playing other people's levels is fun. Creating my own, that's not really my thing. I got this version of it, which just came with this, take it out here, stupid little booklet. Come on. I remember buying it, like, right when it came out at Target. Like, I was on my way to my grandpa's funeral, actually, ugh. And, decided, like, oh, well, it just came out, I'll, you know, buy this to, basically just, I don't know, have on the way there. I thought it would be a good one for me to play, and I ended up just not even playing it. I actually ended up playing Power Stone on my PS V. I think it's on my Vita. Yeah, my Vita, so. But nonetheless, for people who are very creative, this is a great fucking game. Now they have Super Mario Maker 2, though, and it's like, why would you go back to that one? I really don't know, except for a couple things like the little amiibo characters. Those were cool. 5 more. So we've got Batman Arkham City. I actually have the Wii U version, and surprisingly, you would think, like, oh, the Wii U version, it's going to be a little dumbed down. You know, Nintendo's versions are always worse. Not in this case. I mean, it's not really better, per se, but basically all they do is make you use the gamepad to do, like, neat little tricks with his, gadgets and stuff. So you can, like, hack things with it, and it's actually really cool. I recommend, if you have played, the other console versions, you're not going to get, like, a totally new experience, but it's worth checking out, like, a couple of little puzzles that the gamepad does, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is different, that's cool. You'll like it, especially if you're a Batman fan. Like, you'll really love the whole little, like, he hacks into things. You can throw the Batarang and then use the gamepad to, like, control it, or whatever, the remote controlled one, and things like that. There's some neat things like that. But anyways, Batman Arkham City. Very good game, by the way, overall. Probably I think most people consider that the best of the trilogy. For me, I never played Arkham Asylum, and I love Arkham Knight as well, so I don't really know which one I like more. Never beat either one, though. Whoops, I dropped it. The big dog, Smash Bros. For Wii U. They couldn't come up with a name, because they were like, Melee, Brawl, what are we gonna name the Smash Bros. For Wii U? It's good. It's in my opinion, if I were to make the list of Smash games up to this point, it would be Melee. I still kind of like, well, do I like this one more than Melee? I think I do like this one more than Melee. I'm nostalgic for Melee. It was one of my first GameCube games, and I love the mechanics and stuff, but I think just because of the cast, having the ability with the 3DS version, the amiibo trainer thing and all that stuff, I think I like this one more, although it's still lacking that adventure mode style thing. That's the only thing. They got rid of, like, any kind of story thing. I don't know. If I were to put it on a tier list, Melee and this are at the top, so I can't decide, maybe. And then it goes Brawl. I do like Brawl more than the original. Now, include the Switch version, I think the Switch version is my favorite Smash Bros. To date by far. So the Switch is above this in Melee, and then go from there, what I just said. But this was a very good Super Smash Bros. Game, as usual. I mean, there's not really a bad one. Brawl's not a bad game. People say Brawl's bad. No, Brawl is floaty, but it's not like a bad game. Brawl's still good. It's just, I think they really fucked up on a couple of the fighting mechanics that made Melee really good. I do like Melee more in terms of the gameplay, but still. Subspace Emissary was cool and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I didn't... Mostly for the story. Subspace Emissary kind of sucked in terms of gameplay as well, so I don't know. But anyways, we've got Yoshi's Woolly World. Now, this game is adorable. Extremely easy. If you've played Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo, you'll probably like it, except for one thing. It is extremely easy. This really is a game made for kind of like babies or girlfriends, which is why I got it, and Diana loved it. Thinks it's adorable. I will say this though, the music in this game is phenomenal. It's got some really nice acoustic songs, and it's great. The music in the new Yoshi game, Yoshi's Crafted World, I hear, is really bad, and I've heard some of the songs. So much that the composer for this game apparently he retweets people's tweets criticizing Yoshi's Crafted World and talking about how great this one. He does that because I guess he's petty about the fact they fired him, or rather just didn't bring him back for Crafted World, and they brought back a new art composer or whatever who's just not nearly as good. Amiibos work well with this game. You can get different colored Yoshis based on the Amiibos. I used the Sonic Yoshi. Thought that was cool. Two more. So we've got Bayonetta 2. So I'm glad I can finally play this game because it was only... Who I touched your butt? It was only on the Wii U. Bayonetta 2, and now it's on the Switch, which I do want the Switch version just to have, but that's the thing about a lot of these games. A lot of them are on the Switch now, so you don't even really need a Wii U. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are not. Arkham City, I don't know. They don't have Woolly World, they have Crafted World, but the new Smash Bros. You could just get on Switch. Mario Kart on Switch. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of them. Splatoon 2. The Switch basically was just like, here's the Wii U library plus a bunch of new awesome shit. So, Bayonetta 2 is an awesome game as well, and it includes Bayonetta 1 with special costumes, so you can play as Bayonetta, like the Princess Peach outfit, Samus's outfit, which is what I played with on the Wii U version, but I didn't play much of the Wii U version because I had already beat it on the 360, and then Link's outfit when you use the sword. It's pretty cool. This is a really good one, and I do have the version that came with, well, like I said, Bayonetta 1, which you can't get separately. You can't just buy Bayonetta 1 separately. You have to find Bayonetta 2 that came with this little symbol up there. Once again, I don't know if that's worth anything, but that's the thing. And finally... I should point out with Yoshi's Woolly World, I also have this. I'm not sure where the amiibo is right now, but I have it, and I do have the pink and blue Yoshi amiibo, yarn amiibo as well. The one that came with the game was the green, but finally, we have this, which for me, out of this whole collection, and there's a couple, like, this is fun to play, but I don't care that much. Maybe this, I guess. But for me, mostly, the only reason that I want to go back to my Wii U ever is because of this. Now, and this now, because I just got this, so I'm sure this one's good, but I didn't have that before. The main reason I wanted my Wii U back, there was two reasons. One was for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and two was for streaming Wii and Wii U games. And, because when it comes to, like, even, like, Zeldas, like, well, those are on the GameCube, and I have a GameCube, so I could just buy them on GameCube. Of course, I don't want to, but I could. So Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I hear a lot of people, like, so, there's a mix. I've heard some people online be like, yeah, it wasn't good. But then there's people who are like, well, we just like the idea of the crossover and the characters. I love the art design. The character design. I love that it's kind of like a music-based RPG, so it's an RPG. If you don't know the story of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, or I don't know if that's music score, FE, special, whatever. If I can get this open. The story was they planned on making I believe it was a girl who worked at the Fire Emblem company, Intelligent Systems, wanted to make a crossover game between Shin Megami Tensei, which includes Persona, and Fire Emblem. And so, eventually, development shifted. This girl, I believe she's the one who came up with the idea to make it like a music-based, modern-day pop, J-pop, I don't know, scene, like what it's like in the life of a J-pop or something. I haven't gotten far enough in the story because my Wii U broke when I tried to go back and play it. So this is the reason why I wanted to. So I can't honestly say whether I love it. I like it. I liked it, what I had played so far. There's some typical elements. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is going to be an amazing RPG, but I do want to see what aspects they kept of the crossover, how much the music thing gets involved. You can even see it's like a CD. And they even have the character, this girl. Shit, I can't remember her name. But they have her in Smash Bros. As a spirit, and you can evolve her. She's actually a really strong spirit, too. So you learn the ropes of the idol life. So, perform dazzling session attacks against... So, while you're attacking, I think later in the game, music plays and the attacks play to the song, and it just sounds cool. So, I bought the special edition of it along, back when it came out. It was a day one buy for me. I think a lot of the crossover elements are gone, but they do still have elements of Shin Megami Tensei, and they do still have Fire Emblem characters in some shape or form. These are the codes I got. Now, this game was somewhat censored in America, which pissed me off, but, I'm not one of those people who's going to be like, boycott, because they censor those SJW, yeah, I think it's dumb because there was really no reason to censor it. It would be nice if we could get this on the Switch in an uncensored version. It just wasn't a big deal. I mean, the censorship was her tits are huge in her dress, in her hero form or whatever they call it. So they censored them a little bit. I think her name's Tsubasa, if I remember correctly. Now that I think about it, fucking dumb. But I also was well, I want to play the game for the gameplay. I don't care about some tits. Yeah, whatever. So I think I've used these codes, but I'm just going to hide them anyway, just in case. These were 3 DLC codes that we got for America. It looks like they were for Millennium Collection, a costume set, and Hunter Support, whatever all that shit is. It came with some stickers. Not a lot, just 5 there. I know 2 of these characters. I know her and him because I got that far, but that's about as far as I got. Special vocal selection. So I don't know. How does this open up? Oh, it kind of opens from the top here. Sorry, you gotta watch me open up special editions. This is the only special edition I have on the Wii U, unless you count those guys. So, video was kind of lacking in special editions. So this comes with, let me get this all out here. Here's the CD, and it looks like, is it only 4 songs, or, oh no, okay, so it comes with a bunch of these little cards, and it looks like they have the lyrics to the songs. Vocals, Tsubasa Oribe, voiced by Inori Minase. So Tsubasa is the main girl. So they have their own little songs. Oh, and I guess the backsides have these. So let's see. These little guys, they're kind of neat to look at. Kyria, Reincarnation. I don't know these songs, but I'm sure they're probably good considering the game was based. So here's actual just straight up fucking Tiki from Fire Emblem. I don't know if a couple of these characters, by the way, Kyria is from one of a Shin Megami Tensei or Fire Emblem. I'm not sure. This is supposed to be a Kyria song. This looks like Tsubasa, and see, the whole game is just like based on like this looks like a Vocaloid poster to me, right? Like these are two made up characters, but they're in the game and they perform in the game, I guess. Dreamcatcher, I don't know, performed by Tsubasa and Eleonora something. And then this guy has a song. It looks emo with a heart. Black Rain. That's a Soundgarden song. Anyway. So that's all that. And then finally we have the booklet, which the outside looks cool. It's an art book. Do I love it? I feel like I remember being kind of mixed on it. Let's take a look. You know how I am with art books. So the art is very pretty. Very nice looking. I've been learning how to draw recently. That's the outfit. This isn't a great picture, but that's the outfit that she was censored in. It's really not that big of a deal. I think, so what's interesting is in this picture, I think this is an uncensored picture of it, so you can see how big her tits are. I think they just covered them up, made them a little smaller in the actual game. There was a couple of other things. So, main character, this is actually great. So, they've got a lot about him. They talk about the creation of this character, and then they show a bunch of pictures of him. This is a fucking art book. Some more pictures of, so this is Tsubasa's, that's her normal outfit. She's the one trying to become an idol or whatever. So, a bunch of pictures of her. Toma, I never got that far for him. That's Kiria, I guess. She looks pretty cool. Yeah. And then pictures of her. So this is really good. Eleonora. But I really want them to put this on Switch so more people can maybe try it. There's Tiki, like I said. Focus camera. Straight up from Fire Emblem. I'm going to do a really quick edit, and then we'll look at the rest of this and end the video. Okay, so we're back, and that was Tiki. Yeah, I won't go through all the characters here. This is all their heights, so that's always kind of cool. For a minute there I thought, they're all taller than me. No, I'm about as tall as that guy. So here's some of the Fire Emblem representation. They all have these, like, spirits, so in Carnage form, like, that's supposed to be Chrom, like, his spirit for that character. So he's the one that fights. That's Keita from Fire Emblem 1? Is she in the first one? That's Tsubasa's, like, spirit or whatever. Kain, I think he's from Fire Emblem. Virion from Awakening, actually. So that's hers. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they have all these neat... That's Tharja, which is Kiria's. So I really want to play this game. It just looks interesting. Like I said, I won't go through. Let's do a quick flip through. And actually, as a matter of fact, we're almost done here. I think these are enemies. So I'm gonna try to do this left-handed holding the camera. So the end of the book is just art pictures, which is really awesome. This is a fantastic art book, and it sucks for anybody who might be interested in playing this, because something tells me it's probably expensive now. This special edition, at least. The swords, like, wow, there's a lot here. Lyrics to the songs, autographs, I guess, from, I assume, directors. Look at this girl's signature. Oh, I see. No, they all did. Like, this person's got, like, a gerbil. She's got, like, I assume that's a girl, I don't know, a bunny. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, these look like the actual songs and their lyrics and stuff, so. But anyways, pretty cool. So I think that's everything. The Tokyo Mirage Sessions is definitely the highlight of the collection, which is why it took so long on that, so my bad. But there was a lot to see with that. And yeah, that's my Wii and Wii U collection. It's fairly big. The Wii U I have, by the way, it's just the normal black one. I didn't think, like, why show it off? It's not that special. The Wii U didn't really have any special crazy consoles, and I don't really have any special crazy controllers or anything for it. So thanks for watching the Wii WiiU collection video. I want to set a next time. I did 360. I think we might move on to Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. Next time will just be a surprise. I'll have to figure out what I have and haven't done. I honestly can't remember. So, anyways, yeah, if you want to catch, hopefully I'll be uploading a lot more of my stream plays that I've done in a little bit here. I'll try to upload one like every day or close to every day. And if you haven't checked out my Twitch, twitch.tv/BroccoClock, we've been having a lot of fun over there, growing as a channel, a lot of games coming out. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see y'all there, and hopefully see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye.